This video is sponsored by Surfshark. I'll admit it, I've been sleeping on OnePlus for a while. The last time I picked one up was the 3T, way back in 2016. So yeah, it's been a minute. But after spending some time with the brand new OnePlus 13, I've gotta say, OnePlus, I'm sorry, I wasn't familiar with your game. Hi everyone, Thao here. So right off the bat, I can tell you that this thing is loaded with high-end features, some that I've never seen before, and still manages to undercut the competition on price. Launching this in the US and Canada right now before Samsung drops the Galaxy S25 is also a bold move, but honestly, it deserves all the attention. I've got the white model here. The official name is Arctic Dawn. I'm not crazy about the offset circular camera design, but at least it doesn't wobble like crazy when used on a table. It's also much easier to wipe off and isn't as much of a dust magnet as phones where the lens sit on their own. The back has a nice matte texture with this sparkly finish, which is kind of cool. Bonus points because it pretty much eliminates any fingerprints. It does feel a bit like plastic, but apparently it's glass. On the front, this has what they're calling a 2.5D quad curved display. Basically, the display area itself is completely flat, but there's this subtle curve that wraps around the bezels on the top, bottom, and sides. Putting it next to the 13R, which has a completely flat display, it looks like the 13 has larger bezels due to the curves. The other drawback is that glass screen protectors will probably still be a pain to get right. I think I still prefer a completely flat display, but I gotta admit, this does make the phone look very sleek and elegant. So what's it like to use? Well, first of all, gestures feel way smoother since your thumb just naturally glides over the curved edges. Plus, because the curves don't extend over the display, there's very little distortion and glare isn't as much of an issue. I also appreciate that it comes with a pre-installed screen protector right out of the box. Besides that, the display also has some thoughtful quality of life features. First, there's glove mode. With it being winter here in Toronto, I've genuinely appreciated this. Next, there's the built-in Aqua Touch feature, which keeps the screen fully responsive even when it's wet. Water tends to make touchscreens go crazy, but not on this. Finally, the displays come with some anti-flicker modes. If you're sensitive to OLED screen flicker, this could be the difference between feeling totally fine or getting a headache or feeling nauseous. Now, these phones are using new battery materials, and long story short, it allows them to squeeze more power into the same physical battery size. Thanks to this, the OnePlus 13 has a massive 6,000 milliamp hour battery. Combine that with the improved efficiency of the new processor, and I've been seeing like 2 days of use per charge with upwards of 11 hours of screen on time. If you're a really light user, 2.5 to 3 days isn't really out of the question. It comes with an 80-watt charging brick in the box. Thank you for that, OnePlus. It can go from 0 to 100% in just around 36 minutes or 50% in just 15 minutes. That's very fast. Once you get used to that kind of charging speed, it's honestly kind of painful going back to anything slower. Great battery life and wicked fast charging is a killer combo. It also supports wireless charging up to 50 watts, but only if you use the OnePlus wireless charger. Otherwise, it's much slower. This phone is Qi 2 certified, but it doesn't have any magnets in the phone itself, so you'll have to rely on cases for MagSafe compatibility. Oh, it also does reverse wireless charging if you care about that. The phone's powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite, which is Qualcomm's flagship processor for 2025. This will be in most flagship phones this year. If you care about numbers, it's a very sizable jump in performance over last year. Plus, they've improved the cooling as well, so gamers will be happy. It's definitely a powerhouse, and like I've mentioned, the battery efficiency is clearly very good, but for everyday tasks, you likely won't feel a huge difference from last year's chip. The A Gen 3 was already plenty fast for the majority of us. Here's hoping we start seeing more AAA games or pro-level apps make their way to Android to take advantage of all of this power we've got in our pockets now. The haptics are really well done, right up there with the Pixel phones. If you get the chance, try the haptics demo in the settings. It's very impressive stuff. You've got to feel it to appreciate it. I believe OnePlus is still the only brand still doing a 3-position alert slider for silent, vibrate, and ring modes. I wish it was more customizable, but yeah, still a standout feature. Then there's the IR Blaster, which I didn't think I would like as much as I do, but being able to control my TV with my phone is underrated. You can even add remotes to a widget for quicker access. Now, durability. OnePlus has gone from behind the curve to ahead of it. This phone is not just IP68 rated for dust and water resistance, it's also IP69 certified. This means it can handle splashes, spills, and apparently even a trip through the dishwasher. The software experience can really make or break a device, and man, I didn't realize how much I'd like Oxygen OS. It's like they took the fluid responsiveness of Pixel phones and combined it with loads of features and customization that Samsung phones are known for. For example, they've got floating windows you can minimize and call back up as needed. There is a handy sidebar that gives you quick access to apps, AI tools, and even files thanks to this cool little file dock, which you can quickly save all kinds of stuff to. And split screen? They've actually made it better. The open canvas feature lets you keep one app in an almost full screen view while the other stays open but slightly off screen. From there, just tap anywhere on the second app to bring it into view. When it comes to customization, they let you do a lot. You can rename apps on the home screen or even remove titles in the quick settings for a much cleaner look. Then there are the little quality of life features. A 3-finger swipe up lets you quickly jump in split view. A 3-finger swipe down takes a screenshot. Swiping upwards from the edge of the display pulls down all visible icons to make the phone more one-hand friendly. Screen off gestures are super handy too. Draw an O to open the camera or a V to toggle the flashlight. They've even borrowed some ideas from iOS, like the option to use a split view drop-down panel. Swipe down on the left for notifications, the right for quick settings, and you can easily switch between the two. The live alerts are basically a mini dynamic island replica. Not a bad one either, but yeah, it doesn't have nearly as many functions. Galaxy and iPhones. As for updates, you're looking at 4 years of OS and 6 years of security patches, which is good, but doesn't quite match what Samsung and Google are giving you. Plus, there's always question marks about how timely those updates are going to be. Online security is a huge deal for me. That's why I've been using Surfshark VPN. It's my go-to for keeping my online activity private and secure, especially when I'm working in public places or traveling. But it's not just about staying safe. Surfshark is a game changer for streaming. It lets me unlock content from over 100 locations, so I can watch shows and movies that aren't even available in my region. Plus, Surfshark takes things further by blocking ads and malware, making browsing a breeze. And here's a kicker. One account works on unlimited devices, so my whole family is covered too. They've got a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can try it completely risk-free. Try Surfshark now by clicking the link below for an extra 4 months free. The cameras are tuned by Hasselblad, giving photos their own unique look. In general, I'm happy with the pictures. They do look good, but shadows are a bit darker than I'm used to, and highlight control is hit or miss at times. A big win for OnePlus though is how well it captures moving subjects like an energetic 2-year-old. So for you parents and pet owners out there, you don't have to miss these type of moments. The zoom lens is 3 times optical, so you won't get quite the same quality like some other phones with a 5 times, but it's been more than good enough for my everyday use. Shots up to 6 times zoom are apparently lossless, which is why OnePlus has a dedicated 6-time button. My only real complaints with the telephoto is how far the focus distance is. It's really obvious in manual mode. For example, if I try to take a 3-time zoom shot of this keyboard, you'll see, it just won't focus. I found that whatever you're shooting needs to be at least an arm's length away. In auto mode, they counteract this with the focus assist feature, where it basically switches to the ultra wide for the photo instead. Video quality is decent. It captures videos in Dolby Vision, which look great on HDR displays. It's nothing groundbreaking, but it gets the job done. Overall, while I don't think the cameras are quite on the same level as Apple, Google, or Samsung, the gap isn't all that big, and it's much better than I was giving it credit for. I just don't have as many of those, wow, that's an amazing photo type moments. So, if you haven't noticed by now, I'm genuinely impressed with how solid the OnePlus 13 is. My perception of OnePlus was that their software was unpolished and they must be cutting corners to keep the price lower than the competition. But after spending some time with this phone, I think I owe them an apology. The software is silky smooth, the battery and charging are insane, the cameras are better than I expected, and the features you get for the price, yeah, it's all really attractive. It just feels like a very well-rounded phone with no real obvious deal breakers. OnePlus might not have the mainstream appeal of Apple, Samsung, or Google, but if you're looking for a flagship phone that offers great value, especially with a good trading deal or sale, yeah, don't sleep on it. It might just surprise you. As usual, thank you so much for watching. Until the next one, I'm out of here. Bye.